Hi guys. I am ready to talk. Let me turn the speakers off. Hopefully that's noise is not in the video once the speakers are off. But I'm ready to talk about something very personal. Um for no looking at my breast. This video is not for guys at all. I'm sorry. But the reason why I feel the need to talk about this is because of what I'm going through, what I've been through, for anyone who's been through it or for anyone who will go through it. And I think I've experienced enough YouTube ridicule to have developed a tough enough skin to be able to speak openly and personally in order to encourage, help, or be there for someone else, because people are going to always talk. No matter what you do, people are going to have something extremely horrible to say. The reason why I felt the need to speak on abortion because I've been placed in several situations where an abortion was a consideration. It's a consideration right now. And although I've never had one, I used to feel 100% totally against it because it is murder. Since I've been in a situation whether or not I have to decide whether or not I was going to do it, I am a little more compassionate to those who make that decision to do that. But let's go a little over my story. I graduated high school a little bit early when I was 17. I was supposed to be attending Cal State LA. My heart was NYU, but I was so late in applying for colleges and stuff, having my records transferred from the South to California, and I already had enough credits to graduate school system stuff. But anyway, but it took a while for my financial aid to be approved, so they're like, instead of starting in the fall, start in the winter, this winter semester. But within that time, I ended up working, getting two jobs, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to start now. I'll start next fall. Ended up getting pregnant with my daughter when I was 18, happened right away. An abortion never entered my mind because I felt like I laid down, I did this, I'm fully responsible, I'm 100% responsible for this baby. I ended up having to leave where I was at because of physical, verbal abuse, and I refused to have been given a miscarriage. You know, went through a lot, was in a homeless shelter, blah, 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 blah. Been in my current place of residence for 6 years. Came up with the opportunity to move into a house. I'll get into that later. But all of you guys, see, this is me. This is right before I got pregnant with my daughter. Now I was never small, but baby weight is a mother. But anyway, so that was that. I was in my place of residence for like a year without interacting with anyone. You know, and of course you get lonely, you want to make friends without going too much deep into it. I was sexually assaulted and became pregnant. Wanted an abortion with that because I felt like it wasn't fair. I felt like it wasn't my fault. I didn't do it. When in actuality, it wasn't my fault because the next person is 100% responsible for themselves. And I'm sorry for your religious beliefs or what you do or don't believe, but I do believe in God. And every negative thing that has happened to me, I've had a warning, a negative feeling, call it intuition, call it a conscience, call it whatever you want to call it, that I've ignored. Then when the shit happened, of course, I'm trying not to curse. When this stuff happened, of course, you sit there and you feel sad and you feel like it wasn't your fault, but we do have intuition. We do have spiritual guidance. We do have God. We do have a voice telling us, look, I know you're sad. I know you want a friend. I know you want this, but maybe this is not the right place to be. Maybe that's not the right person to talk to. So, oh yeah. During the pregnancy of my daughter, though, I went on ahead and went into a junior college that I ended up having to leave for medical reasons. But they would not let me come back or get any financial aid anywhere, saying that I owed financial aid, even though I had a medical leave. During the pregnancy with my son, I ended up winning $1,000 scholarship that I never actually got the whole scholarship. And I was able to pay back the portion of that financial aid to try to begin going back to at least junior college, getting my requirements, you know, in order to transfer as a junior to a university. Very first day of class, before I can walk into the door, I got a call on my phone, I had to come get my baby. It's just been a lot of stuff, you know, from then. Then, the baby that I just had 9 months ago, which is something I never really talked about because I didn't understand it. It was a guy, who I used to talk to and complain and cry. Well, I think it was about another guy or whatever who at first I was messing with, and I kind of didn't want to mess with anymore. So he would try to get me drunk. This particular evening, I was drunk and passed out. What hurt me the most is when I hit him up the next day asking him if he had sex with me when I was drunk and passed out. He said no. So then when I found out I was pregnant and how far along I was, it was like, wait a minute, when did this happen? You know, because I remember my period exactly, September 19th, the day me and him hung out, October 3rd, all of that to be like, wait a minute. And I guess because of his guilt, he literally disappeared off the planet, which I taught his mother, which is not the point.
Mommy.
But yes.
Hi, Mommy. Mommy, are we going to have dinner yet?
Yes. Give me 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So through that situation, abortion, I actually scheduled. I wanted it. Someone who was supposed to take me, somebody hit their car in the middle of the night, and it was totaled because in the area that I live, they don't do it. So you have to go down the hill at least 50, 60, 70 miles. But anyway, so ended up keeping that. I ended up staying to myself my whole pregnancy. I've never been seriously involved with anyone because I've never trusted anyone. It's always been me. What can I do? How am I going to suffer? What's going to happen to me? Yeah, you say you're going to do this. You say you're going to do that. And I maybe even be responsible for pushing someone away who's going to be there. Because the moment I got pregnant with my daughter, get out. I took full responsibility for that. I asked her father what we were going to do. He didn't know. I pulled out my 2-year plan. He was like, oh, you're a woman. I'm not following a woman. I was like, psh, bye. And that was that. That situation with him, something entirely different also. Um, and one thing you guys have to understand, everything is on a need to know basis. Just like the Bible. Some things is none of your concern and you don't need to know. Like what race Jesus was. Is that going to change his message? Is that going to change what he did for us? No. So you hitting me up, asking me specifics, personals based on this story. It's on a need to know basis. If it's not going to help you, you don't need to know it. But just listen to the whole point. So like I said, during that pregnancy, I literally was by myself. I had never been in a relationship before. I never wanted to. I did, talk to different guys, and I decided I'm going to try to just be and talk to just one person. So I meet someone who, he was cute, but not really my type, but a sweet guy. I love my kids. Already having a baby by another female. Whole nother story, which I kind of felt like he should have been trying to work things out with her, and me and him could have just been friends if he needed help, somewhere to be, somewhere to spend the night, somewhere to stay. We could have done that, but me, I guess, I renewed my spirits. I renewed my heart. So it was like I started over as an innocent child. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, but taking all of that time off during my last pregnancy, all of that time last year to really be by myself, I guess I almost forgot how badly I've been hurt before to where the warning signs weren't as vivid as they were. I don't know. And within that situation, what's currently happening is yes, just found out pregnant again. First thing popped into my head was considering an abortion. But then it's like, I actually did this. I actually laid down and I did this. There weren't any alcohol. I wasn't drunk and passed out. I wasn't raped. So it's like, how can I make something else punish? How can I punish something else or someone else based on what I did? Me and this person are no longer together because of all of the things that they love to lie to me about. So it's like, okay, okay, ladies, it's great to have somebody that's there for you. It is. But you cannot 100 put your trust 100% in anyone. You can't. Because sometimes things happen that's not even intentional. You know, like me moving into my house now, I'm thinking, you know, maybe I should just try to get a bigger apartment instead of moving into a house because those are more bills. And although this person said they're gonna do that, they're gonna do that. What if that don't happen? And whether or not they do it isn't gonna make me any less pregnant than what I am. Isn't gonna change the situation. It's like I believe women become too dependent upon someone else instead of actually trying for themselves. Because this person I'm speaking about, his other baby mother around my age, 100% dependent on her mother. Doesn't work, live with her mother, don't plan on ever doing anything. Well, so what if something happens to her mother? God forbid. God forbid. But we have to make a plan and do for ourselves. And so many of us are emotionally damaged, have had horrible childhoods, no mothers, no fathers, and all we look for is somebody to care about us. There's so many of us at a young age trying to get pregnant on purpose just to have a child to love and care about us. And if you don't have God in your life, I suggest you get it because that's the person who cares about us. Every single time I've asked him to bring me someone in my life, he's given me a child. And regardless of what the world thinks, you know, because there's always going to be something that, oh, you hoe, you slut, you this, you this, you that. The only judgment that matters is God. When God comes down from heaven and call you a hoe or a slut, what can you do about it? I honestly believe people have emotional issues which contribute to why they do what they do. And it's very much ignorant to just label them as something when you don't know, which is why I try to be as positive as I can, but I am honest. And people take honesty as negativity. It is what it is. Yeah, you may have emotional issues going up what you did was wrong. Yeah, I may have wanted somebody to love and care about me, but laying down with him not married unprotectedly was wrong. Period, plain blank. You know, there's a reason why we do everything we do. And once we figure out that reason, we can begin to help ourselves. We can begin to better ourselves. And it's impossible to better yourself and to help yourself without helping someone else. I honestly believe when you talk and you try to encourage someone else, you're talking and you're encouraging to yourself. You renew your spirits as well as that other person's spirit. And as far as abortion goes, I feel like this. We keep making decisions for our life. We keep making the wrong decisions for our life. We made that wrong decision to lay down with that person we laid down with. Why make another wrong decision and take a life? There are so many things that can happen, so many things health wise that can happen, so many things emotionally, mentally, spiritually. At the end of the day, the only one who knows what's best for us is the one who created us. And I can honestly say, by having faith, it's the only reason why I've come as far as I have. It's the only reason why I have never taken to drugs or anything like that. I don't smoke. I don't even smoke marijuana. I don't smoke cigarettes or any of that. It's the only reason why I'm sane enough to be able to try to talk and help people. He's the only reason why I'm as encouraging, although I mess up all the time because I am human. But by me having God and Him being there for me and putting it in me to be there for other people, He's the only reason. That's it. And why not let a higher power just take the lead? You know how they say Jesus take the wheel. If you can just lay back and relax while He drives, why not? And it takes a lot for us to come to that point because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess up way more times. Oh, you see the necklace my daughter made? I'm pretty sure I'm gonna mess up a lot more. But it's like I'm not going to be ashamed of my mistakes. I'm not going to be ashamed of what's going on with me to where I can't talk about it with people. I can't talk about it on here because I get ridiculed for saying hello and called all type of horrible names on here. And the only reason why I do videos is to try to offer a different insight and input on life because we're all different. And maybe if we see someone else's point of view, it can better us. Or maybe I actually solve my problems by talking to people about my problems. I come up with a solution. That's just the way that I am. I want to be a counselor, you know, and over the next 5 years with me working, going to school, I'm not going to finish getting my bachelor's degree as soon as I would like. But once I do, I'm going to have a hell of a story and a hell of a lot to counsel for. Because if you've never been through anything, how can you tell somebody else how not to do something when you really don't know? You've never been in a situation, how can you say anything? As far as women hating on each other, cut it out. We all go through so much of the same bullshit. How dare you disrespect or dislike someone else just because? Because all of the same stuff you're calling her, someone else is calling you. How does that make you feel? And by you trying to point out what the next person is going through and the next person's flaws, you think you're trying to cover up what you're going through and your flaws when all you're doing is magnifying it. We need to start bettering ourselves together. We need to start being more encouraging to each other. There's an app that I'm on. It's called I Period. There's another one called I Pray, and there's a forum. And I put on there that I scheduled my abortion for tomorrow. And I've just been talking about it with a bunch of stranger women who've been so caring, supportive, and understanding, although I've decided I'm not going to do it. But that was amazing to me. That was amazing to me when there's females who I know my whole life in my family in it that I can't even go to and talk to just because it'll be something else that they'll use to slander me with, to take away the credibility of the kind of person that I am. And for guys, if you're watching who want to call females hoes and bitches and sluts, somebody called your mother that. And hopefully you had a strong one mother and woman that was there for you in your life. But somebody called your mother that. Why call another woman's child's mother that? Why call another child's mother that? Because that's what you're doing. Things are not as black and white as people like to make it seem. Oh, fuck that bitch, she a hoe. What did you say? Because a lot of guys sweet talk women, offer them things, offer them love, offer them commitment, offer them compassion, and when they fall for it, oh, you a dumb bitch, you're a slut, you're a hoe. Really? I can literally talk forever, but I was gonna entitle this video abortion, but I didn't even talk about abortion that much. That's crazy. I don't know. I feel like my YouTube channel, although I may not get many views, is my legacy. I used to write, don't write as much. But while I'm here, while I'm going through what I'm going through, one, somebody's gonna know about it because I'm not going through this for nothing. Two, as many people as I can help, I will because I know what it's like not to have anybody. I do. I know what it's like to believe this person's going to do this and going to do that. But the moment they get mad, they leave you hanging. Although when you were mad, you were still there for them. And I will always be the same kind and loving person that I am. But I'm very honest. Because if you don't know the truth, how will you know exactly what to solve? And knowing the truth starts with knowing the truth about you. Yeah, no one wants to say, "Oh, I'm sad, insecure," and then nobody wants to admit that. But that's the reason why we do a lot of the things that we do. We may not be 100% insecure. We may not be 100% sad. We may not be 100% depressed. But at that moment when we make those bad decisions, that's what we were. We were feeling insecure. We were feeling sad. We were feeling depressed. We were feeling desperate. We were feeling emotional. And every person on this earth goes through that. I don't care who they are, what they say, how they claim to be. That is a human emotion. And I've come to the point to realize there's nothing wrong with being human because that's something we already are. So why deny being human? No, I'm not that. I'm so the shit. I'm so the bomb. I'm so the. If that was the case, you wouldn't feel the need to say that. You wouldn't. And I've come a long way, since I moved into this place when I was 19. And I might be here a little longer because it's unexpected pregnancy. But I have come a long way. I have. Regardless of what anyone may think, feel, say, or whatever, I've come a long way. And I have a hell of a testimony from my entire life. To share experiences, to offer advice, to be there for anyone who needs it. Because I felt like maybe the outcome for me would have been a little different if I had someone. But everyone is conditioned. And I can honestly say that I love unconditionally. Even when arguing with someone on this YouTube channel, I'll end up feeling bad. Because they must be going through something to hit me up, a complete stranger, and talk mess to me because they disagree with something I'm saying in the video. You can disagree with me, but that don't give you the right to disrespect me. definitely gonna make dinner for my 3 children, and hopefully I post this. I think I need to. I really do. You can leave me any message you like if you've watched this all the way through. Any questions, anything I can be inspiring, or if you feel like you can inspire me, okay? Please do that. Please. The first person you see, male or female, give them a smile, a handshake, a hug, a pat on the back. Watch how shocked and you like, they are, because that's all we need. We need love. Everyone is looking for love. So why not let it start with you and start giving it? Because I love you unconditionally. I'm gonna apologize if I've cursed you out. I'm gonna work on that because I am human and I do get mad and I do get so hurt because I generally care about everyone. I would do anything I can for anyone, and people will just find it so easy to lash out on me. Yeah, it hurts. But I have to understand that as long as I have God, He will provide for all my needs. And honestly, He has been. So, later, Gators.